Welcome back to another video. I'm going to sit down in front of the camera and explain a few things, show you a little bit of footage of last Thursday's kind of quote-unquote recovery day. At least on a Thursday, especially for the past few weeks. After getting a little bit of an injury, I took priority in making sure I was recovering well in between sessions and on the days I wasn't training. So Thursday was the day for me where typically my training, where I have a day off, and for the most part I did nothing, whereas now I've started to kind of implement a few things that I found have really helped. So the first one, after I had a PT session, what I did was I nipped up to Nuffield and I actually got a little bit of a swim session in, sauna and a stretch. The whole idea of the swim was it's low impact on the body, so you're not like running or you're not lifting weights, so there's no impact on the joints. So I've got kind of achy knees, sore shoulders, sore back, that type of thing, helps relieve that. You're also getting the heart rate up a little bit, so you're getting the blood pumping and you're kind of getting blood in the areas that are kind of sore. I'm a big proponent of making sure that, you know, you're moving. Movement tends to be one of the biggest things that helps when it comes to, you know, DOMS or delayed onset muscle soreness. That feeling you get when you've trained really hard or maybe a bit too hard and you're dead sore. One of the best things you can do is move. Doing it in the pool was class, and I managed to get the heart rate up a little bit and not drown. After I did the swim session, I also jumped into the sauna. So I got this sauna routine from a guy called Andrew Huberman. If you're into this space, you might know who he is. He's been on Joe Rogan, he's got a popular podcast of his own, and he talks a lot about how to optimize human performance through sleep, through recovery, through ice baths, through saunas, through sunlight exposure, all these types of things. So I've started to implement a couple of those things, and one of them being a kind of sauna routine where I was in the sauna for 15 minutes, then I jumped in a freezing cold shower. I made the shower as cold as I possibly could because there was no ice bath, stayed in that for 2 minutes, back into the sauna for 15 minutes, and then back out into the cold shower for another 2 minutes. It's kind of contrast hot cold therapy. Again, it's much the same as, you know, stretching or the swimming or the kind of low heart rate zone 2 type cardio. Similar sort of idea where you just get blood through the muscles. Also helps alleviate stress a little bit as well. You know, when you're in a sauna, the only thing you've not got your phone, you've not got any music, you've just got time to think. And that way you can kind of, a lot of times people don't actually spend time, you know, thinking in their own brain. They have to have constant distractions or dopamine hits or this, that and the next. Whereas actually having something to, you know, take your mind not off of what's going on in their life, it's a squirrel outside, but actually take your mind to it and try and address some of the things that are going on in your head. And not in a bad way or anything like that, but I just think everybody should spend more time, whether it be meditating or, you know, just thinking and being with their own thoughts. I've not delved too far into the whole meditation side of things, but, you know, being in a sauna for up to 30 minutes and all you've got is just like yourself to talk to, part of it's quite therapeutic, part of it's also quite difficult as well. Every second week I've been going to physio, which is Lorna at Flex. I'll pop down the details down below. She's been amazing at helping me get over my back injury, and now we're just kind of staying, now that that's kind of fixed, I'm just staying on top of any sore bits, any niggles. But this was actually the day before the running video, and my legs get pretty beat up in here, so they weren't too fresh. Not that I'm making excuses or that, but my legs weren't too fresh after this. But long term, it's one of the best things you can do in terms of recovery. Regain range of motion, improve range of motion, work at any tight areas, sore bits, knots, and just prevent injury going forward. A lot of the times people are reactive when it comes to their injuries, meaning it happens and then they're trying to fix it after the fact, whereas most of us should take a little bit of a kind of prehab approach where you're doing things to, you know, decrease the chances of getting injured. Now, you're never going to completely avoid injuries your whole life, especially if you're kind of training hard. They're just inherent and part of what you do, but you can certainly do your best to try and mitigate any injuries kind of in the future. You can always try your best. I made a couple of Instagram videos on things specifically in terms of like how to not get injured or how to try your best to not get injured, so you can check those out. But that's kind of a typical recovery day for me. It's something I really enjoy doing. It's kind of became part of my weekly routine now. And not only does it serve for a kind of physical reset, but also a mental one as well. If you're somebody that's training hard, but is neglecting the recovery, get on this. It's a bit of a game changer. Especially now I'm getting a little bit older. I'm not actually that old. I just feel it. Recovery is major key. Major key.
So let me give you a major key. The key is to be honest with yourself.
Hope you guys enjoy, and also I've got here one of the stretching routines that I did as well, so you can check that out. Any questions or any other comments when it comes to recovery or anything you want to know about, let me know. But that's all, guys. What to do is stay tuned, because what I've got coming up is a free 4-week program which is going to be catered to anybody who wants to learn how to Olympic lift. What I'm going to be releasing is a 4-week kind of mini series and mini program that can be tacked onto any other training program that you're doing, because it's essentially, the goal is to teach you how to Olympic lift. Now, I know not everybody can get in with a one-to-one personal trainer quite a lot of the time, and people who are trying to book in with me, I only really train clients in the morning, and my mornings are pretty much fully booked out just now. This is a way that I can try and get more people Olympic lifting without me being with them one-to-one. So the game plan for it is, I'm going to attach down below in future videos, this is going to be released next week, next Monday, is a 4-week program focused on the clean, the snatch and the jerk. What I'm going to be going through is teaching you from bare bones basics from just the barbell. This is a pencil, an Apple pencil, no flex. Teaching you the fundamentals from just a PVC pipe or an empty barbell, to eventually getting some weights on there and learning how to do the movements correctly, efficiently, safely, and ironing out any bad habits right from the rip. One of the biggest mistakes I made when I started Olympic lifting was I was just too focused on weight, seeing what other people were doing on Instagram and trying to go heavier. Still to this day, I have been trying to work out the kind of bad habits that I picked up on. So if you're starting your Olympic lifting journey, I don't want you to make the same mistakes I did. If that's something you're interested in, I've got a link down below. Pop in your email address, and then what I'm going to do is you'll be the first to know when this is released. Hopefully it's going to be released the Monday following this video. So if you're watching this video and it's a couple of weeks old, go to newer videos and you might be able to see that the link is in the description. I'll also have it in my Instagram bios and whatnot when it's ready. 4-week beginner guide on how to Olympic lift. Anyway guys, that was a recovery day with me. You can holler at me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and if you want to know more about my programs, there's links down below to the Gainline Strength Group Program, and you can also book in a call with me one-to-one. Anyway guys, that's all for now. Peace. Like, subscribe, do things. Okay, bye.